the winner of that game would be the 5 seed.
Yeah.
The loser of that game would be the 7 seed. The Golden State Warriors sitting in between as a 6 seed. Now, that game was hugely important because if you're the 7 seed, you got to play in the play-in tournament, meaning you aren't guaranteed a play-off spot. You still have to fight and play extra time for it. But, Shady, we went into that game with high hopes. Lakers had won 7 out of their previous 8, had won 4 straight. They had looked great. But then that loss was not pretty. Did it change your opinion of the Lakers?
No. I mean, they could have lost that game with rest, with all the health. I mean, that's a solid Clippers team.
True.
And Kawhi Leonard, he came to play.
He did.
And he played a lot of minutes. We haven't been seeing Kawhi play that long.
Correct.
He actually played a lot of minutes last night, and he looked good on defense and offense. And then Westbrook, he actually showed me something. He showed, first of all, from the get-go, he was shooting the 3-ball, which I was surprised. Like, okay, Russ, he got something to prove. I look at the Lakers, like, I like the fact that they went out there and played.
Sure.
You know, that showed me some grit, some toughness, because I thought they were going to sit. All the reports talked about how they don't play back-to-backs and et cetera, but they actually did. So nothing really changed. I just think that they played a good team, a desperate team, right? And they lost. They could have lost that game with rest, like I said. And don't forget this, that the Clippers actually had 3 days off. So they lost to a good team.
Joy, where you at on that? Your opinion change of the Lakers in that really ugly loss to the Clippers?
No, and if you wanted a lock last night, it was this one. The Clippers have won 11 straight against their roommates at Crypto. This is the Clippers' Super Bowl, Game 7 World Series, NCAA Women's Championship. This is everything. The World Cup, the Masters, no matter what it is. This is everything to the Clippers. So they're going to get up for this game. We all know why, but they also do. The Lakers are coming off of a road trip, a back-to-back that went into overtime. So I'm not surprised. I was really actually surprised that LeBron and AD actually played and played the minutes that they played. I was more disappointed in the role players in this game. You would have expected them to step up a little bit more, contribute. They really did not. But, you know, it was an off night for the Lakers. It's easily explained away. You can call it excuses or it's reasons or it's both, whatever. We talked about it yesterday. Maybe it was them. They dodged something here. I don't think they intended to, but they could have lost this at full strength because they have before. They've lost 11 straight to the Clippers.
11 straight. Slick, I got to be honest, man. My opinion changed in large part because I was like, okay, Lakers, let me see how you all can play when you are tired. Because in the playoffs, you're going to be tired. Though you won't play back-to-backs in the playoffs, you might only get 1 day's rest, and you're going to consistently play good teams. And we all know the Lakers' opponents haven't been great as of late. You can only play who's on your schedule, but regardless, they haven't been great. So I wanted to see the Lakers look competitive. My issue is they didn't even look competitive last night. And it wasn't a lack of skill. It was exclusively a lack of will. Exclusively. Early on in the first quarter, first 4 minutes, they weren't contesting shots. They weren't closing out on shots. They weren't chasing after loose balls. Like, they were just tired.
Right.
And you're going to be tired in the playoffs. So that's why, Slick, my opinion maybe didn't change, but it was illuminated. What say you?
Yeah, mine didn't change, and it actually confirmed what I thought about the Lakers.
Which is?
That they're good and their want to just doesn't meet their can. All right? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Because I saw a team that was tired last night, but it wasn't that they didn't want to win. It wasn't that they came out and didn't try to win. And I respect them for that. Look, there's been too many situations where we thought, okay, we've got a big game. Everybody's going to show up. They're going to want to get this. And it hasn't happened for one reason or another. So to Joy's point, I thought that was that's an excellent observation in that and yours as well, Acho, in terms of when you're in the playoffs, you're going to have games where you're going to be tired, where you're going to come off of a draining game, and then you're going to have to fly, and you're going to have to go to the next city, and you're going to have to play another game. It may not be back-to-back, but that previous game will have taken something out of you, and you're going to need someone else on the team to pick you up. Numbers-wise, LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves, they all delivered. The bench absolutely did not. And there are times where you're going to have to turn to someone else to pick you up. And that's where I thought, if I look at the last 9 games, and we got excited about them winning 7 out of the last 8, without question, the Clippers are the best team that they've played in the last 9 games. And you played them at home. I don't know if you guys were hiding and were at the game. I was there. there was a strong Lakers contingent. I was actually impressed that the Clippers contingent was as noticeable as it was, technically a Clippers home game. But if you're going to play on the road and you're tired, when you come home and you have fans there and it's a familiar building, that's when it's going to pick you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for the Lakers. So, again, do I admire what they're doing? Yes. But if there's a reason why I've said, come to the postseason, they're not good enough to beat the best of the best, last night was proof of why.
Joy, here's why my opinion changed. My opinion changed because I really thought after the last 8 games, the Lakers could go deep into the playoffs, like real deep, like Western Conference Finals. Maybe you get lucky, a couple injuries to some opposing teams. You might find yourself in the NBA Finals. I truly thought that. But after last game, I was like, uh-oh, Shady. If the Lakers can't get past the Clippers, I already doubt they'll be able to get past the Suns. We know what the Warriors are capable of doing. Now I'm like, I don't even know if the Lakers are going to be able to get past the first round, let alone a play-in tournament, like let alone a play-in game. I figured 2-5, they could at least stay more competitive in that ball game.
Yeah,
man.
but like slow down a little bit. First of all, the Clippers team had 3 days off.
Yeah.
Where the Lakers had a back-to-back from an overtime game. Like, that matters.
Yeah.
Think about that, though. If you work in this desk all day and then somebody's at home, like, it's a big difference. Where I look at in the playoffs, it won't be like that. This team won't have 3 days off and then we'll have an overtime game.
Yeah.
So we got to put, like, some real context on what's really going on.
Fair.
I mean, listen, they lost to a good team. Like, the Clippers, like Joy talked about, they beat them 11 times straight. It's not, like, on accident. That's a good team. And you beat them when they coming from an overtime. You had 3 days of rest. Like, all that stuff plays into part of the win and losses.
Yeah. And just in case you guys don't know, like NBA and NFL teams, we have our own text string. 'Cause we're a team. And we were on it last night. I was on it more than anybody else because I was at the game, and I thought at some point you guys go, okay, we know.
Oh, that's you that so that's you that keep texting like that. Okay, I didn't want to say because I didn't know who that
Shady,
was.
you add your teammates' numbers to the group chat usually. It's
I didn't know who that was.
Usually, you know, if
save
he's
it.
on the show, you kind of save his name. You could call him Slick, you call him Rick, but you should probably like save
I was
the
confused
contact.
because normally when all the hate is coming from Dave and sometimes you, it was a lot of hate. I'm like, who is this?
Who is that?
But it
Oh,
makes
you know what? I
sense.
did have a couple shots there. I did throw a couple
You
last
You know what?
night.
Here, can we do this? Can you add his name to the group chat like while you're here? Your phone's on.
Oh, no.
your other-
Oh,
yeah,
that's
my
a
personal-
that's a bat phone? I got you.
This is for everybody, but the other one's like strictly Fox
Got
and
you.
all the good stuff. You know what I mean?
We'll handle that after the show. Well, I'll confirm it gets done. Go ahead.
Yes, but being there, let's be clear. The Clippers were the best team that they've played. The Clippers did not impress me. Like, the Clippers left the door open for that Lakers team, as compromised as they might have been, fatigue-wise. They made all kinds of mistakes. That game should have been put away, and the Lakers should have never threatened. Lakers came back and got within 8 I think it was in the third quarter. There were times where the Clippers would just create problems for themselves.
I disagree with you. I believe if it would have been a younger team, the Lakers would have gotten back in there. It's like watching that game, I saw this. I saw LeBron James, who is kind of a master gauge of separation, both between teams and score. I saw him stalk his prey. He was like, okay, the Clippers are up by 12 early on in the game. It was 18-6. I'm not tripping.
Yep.
LeBron only had 3 points in the first half. I think that was like his lowest.
Yeah, he didn't play well first
but
half.
what happened in the second half? He stalked his prey.
Yeah.
He hit a 3. Then he hit another 3. Then he cut when AD had the ball and they double teamed him. He cut, he got that basket left hand finish. He had 8 points instantly. I was like, oh, he's stalking his prey. Like LeBron is just gonna hunt him. Late in the fourth quarter, he'll take the lead, they win. But I viewed the Clippers, I believe it was Norm Powell plus Kawhi plus Highland, if I'm not mistaken. Late in the game, just dagger three. Dagger three. I believe if it would have been like, say, the Kings or say an injured Warriors team or say the Pelicans, I think the Lakers could have won that game had it been a less experienced or more maligned team.
But also, when your bench is scoring no points, it's hard to climb back in the game. Like, LeBron can have a second half like he had, but somebody else has to step up.
Yeah.
Somebody else has to have that production, particularly when you have Powell playing like that and Kawhi playing like that. They're hitting those shots. That's got to be compensated somewhere. Again, those guys might be tired also. It is a long trip. It's a long flight. You need all your sleep. You need all your rest. Okay, all these things play a part in it. But for you to change your opinion of what the Lakers are off of them losing to the Clippers, I feel like that's maybe you validated. I could see because you've already felt that way. But to move off of it, like that's to Shady's point. That's the other team's gonna be tired too in the playoffs.
Right.
The other team's gonna have battle in that game in the playoffs. Now they might be at home in that next game, so it might benefit them. And yes, I understand the further you go, the more you're playing, the more tired you get. I get all that, and that's fair. But this is a Clippers team that's getting up, that had a lot of rest,
Right.
and played really well.
Let me ask you this, Joy, in the left side of the table. I can't condone the Lakers bench if I believe the Lakers' best bench player is now a starter in Austin Reeves. Like, I can't simultaneously praise Austin Reeves for what he's doing as a starter, but then condone the Lakers bench. Because truth be told, immediately after the trade, Austin Reeves was the Lakers' best bench player. Coming off the bench, giving you 14, giving you 16. Once you move him into the starting lineup, I'm not going to be mad that Vanderbilt didn't go off for 17. I'm not going to be mad that Hachimura didn't go off for 20. I'm not going to be mad that Dennis Schroeder only had 8. I'm not going to be mad that Troy Brown
had 2, and Rui had what, 4?
Yeah. Well, the guy that you would look to step into that breach scoring-wise would be Malik Beasley.
Yeah, Beasley.
And he didn't give it to you. And yes, the Lakers role players had to make the trip to Utah and come back too. But outside of Dennis Schroeder, who played 42 minutes, they all played 15, 20 minutes in Utah. There was no reason that if they had the wherewithal to step into the breach and pick up, because AD and LeBron and Schroeder and Reeves all played heavy minutes in Utah, if the bench had the capability of carrying the water, then last night was the time that they should. And I just, let's be honest. Rui Hachimura, is there a reason that we should believe that he's going to step in and be a significant player, or Jared Vanderbilt or Malik Beasley
Schroeder's
for
the
a
only
team
one.
that's contending, right? And Austin Reeves, this is the distinction. Like, you can be a great bench player, and now they put you in the starting lineup. They hunted him every opportunity. You're playing against the frontline guys. That's the difference.
Real quick, do you think like the what about the rotation? You think he's still trying to figure out the rotation?
I believe so.
Because I feel like sometimes Beasley should play more, and he doesn't.
100%. But that's because you've got how many weeks, and LeBron was out, and like, how does it work? They're fit. This is why I'm hesitant to jump on the Lakers bandwagon, because they're figuring it out on the fly, and everybody they're playing is not.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.